Present.
Present. Okay, members, just a quick announcement for beneficiaries that will be addressing the board. Um, we have a sign-up sheet that would require for those that would like to offer testimony, and you will be provided with a 5-minute timer on the screen. And we ask that all the trustees in our deliberation today that we speak directly in the mic. With that said, we are now on Roman numeral 2. I cannot apologize for the voluminous minutes that's been attached to the folder. Um, so the chair would like to move to approve the February 16th. It's because we took a whole bunch of BAE recommendation and ratifying this.
For the
So
rate matrix.
the matrix, yeah. So we have all of the meeting, all the minutes combined in this in one sweeping action. And we're seeking approval for minutes of February 16, 2017.
Madam Chair, I so move that we approve it. Second.
It's been moved by Trustee Leahu Isa, Trustee Hulu Lindsay, and seconded by Trustee Leahu Isa. If I recall, in the minutes that we're about to approve, it's a combination of 6 matrices that we approved because we were stalled a little bit and then we doubled up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 actions that was taken from the BAE committee. And we thank the BAE committee chair, Robert Lindsay, for allowing this to continue so we can approve it and file this. So with that said, roll call vote, please.
Aye.
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 Aye. Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, members, um, we're going to move for our community concerns. Um, before I proceed to call Kili Makekau to the microphone, I wanted to acknowledge our, oh, there she is. I'll wait till she gets settled. Um, our beneficiary, um, Jermaine Myers, you folks always sent a packet of this information. So I wanted to acknowledge at the board level we received this from her, and she'll be our next speaker. So the chair would like to call Kili Makekau to the table. I have to tell you, this office doesn't approve iPad or Apple purchases. They do Dells. I just bought me one brand new iPad, my own personal to make connections at home. Okay, we can talk about that after. Okay, this is your 5 minutes, Kili Makekau, and welcome to the BOT.
Thank you. Good morning.
Oh, okay.
Hi, guys. My comments are centered around 2 points. In the past, I've been here present to ask about the status of Kaka'ako Makai. I was not at the committee. I've been watching it live stream lately. I noticed even as I came down here, I think Eat the Street is no longer at the site anymore. There's a big CR something sign that's posted. That's why. So obviously that property is not generating any more funds and whatnot. In the past, my comments were always centered around the water rights issue, and um, when we got the property, I was unaware at that time that we didn't get the water rights, and after a few, I guess a year or so came out and more investigation, then the water rights came out. In the past, the only one who's ever addressed me was the former trustee of Poliona. She said that the water rights was something that they were going to hopefully revisit and get back after we get a master plan. Um, that was like maybe 4 years ago since she's ever mentioned that thing, and I haven't seen any action thus far. So I just was just curious if that is in part because that would, I mean, you all obviously know that would strengthen the portfolio of the land situation over there and make our property way more attractive and so forth. So I was just wondering if there is ever going to be, or is it just negated already and we're just moving on with what we got. My second point was I wasn't present, but I saw the discussion on the HCR 94. Um, The one that disappoints me most about the resolution in general is it's a sort of a two prong attack. That's why what it insinuates is that the trustee position needs to be qualified in order to do their job. Basically, calling you folks a bunch of incompetent lame ducks with name popularity, whereas perhaps someone with a skilled background could execute this job more. Obviously, that principle is going to be heavily debated. I know tomorrow they're going to release a judgment on it at the Capitol as far as their viewing. My only thing is, like I submitted my testimony to the committee, was that one element was just greatly missing. In elected office, you have a privilege of serving, as you all know, as you guys all run. I run myself, and I've made those statements. There's a certain honor and distinction that comes with being a public servant and whatnot. And in doing so, the office itself gains a certain amount of respect, or a certain amount of, well, it has a little bit of admiration from the community, but there's certain decency that comes with it. I'm sure the judge can honest that. When you hold the bench, there's a certain amount of respect and that comes with being on the bench. But the part that seems to be missing is the most, to me, the most simplest aspect of it. When you fall under scrutiny, whether it be from the public or your personal actions draw you into the limelight, there has to become a certain amount of accountability within yourself in this. Many people have criticized you folks as to not being the people's ear and so forth, and there's been back and forth discussions, power struggles, as we've seen in doing so. But the one topic that's never come up is resignation, because that is the utmost respect, as we saw with Louis Kealoha. As when he came up and whatnot, he finally was left with no other option, but out of decency and respect for the office in which he served, as not to affect the constituents, it was there. I hope if there is a report or whatever is generated and asked by OHA, that at least be considered and echoed, because that's the greatest respect that I think you can have for yourself and for the office itself, is if you are indeed complicit or found to be guilty of that, you would consider such an action, or at least echo it, because that's what it entails. And lastly, the burden always falls upon the voter populace, of course. We vote you folks in, and that's the part of our democracy. But that's the only trademark that I've not seen been echoed in this thing. We start off every meetings with prayers. We hold ourselves to the most dearest Hawaiian, sincerest values, but I never see it echoed in the execution of the stations in which you all hold and whatnot. Instead, I always see more infighting and ingress or accusations and whatnot. Sometimes it's better to go backwards in this case to this, and let you know, decency and self and honor come forward. So those are my two comments. That was more of a statement, obviously, but the third one is the Kaka'ako one. I'm hoping again that can be reissued. I'm not too sure if you guys can submit bills or again for that one, but I would like to see it come forward. Okay.
I think Trustee Hulu Lindsay would like to update you, and we'll be having an update with the Kakako.
Oh, I love her. She can always update.
In in a week, in 2 weeks, we're gonna have our consultant here, just picking up from where we left off on our last, about a year and a half. Uh, I don't want to give you any false hopes. I don't think we'll ever get the ocean side of our property, but the move is to move forward with whatever approvals we have on the property today, and that's what we'll be discussing in 2 weeks.
On the 29th or something.
Yeah, 29th. It's going to be scheduled on our agenda.
Thank
So
you.
come.
Well, no,
Yeah.
thank you, Lisa. I mean, that gives more perspective to what was going on than. Okay.
Yeah, we'll also be taking action for master EIS approval from the board.
All right. Thank you.
Mahalo.
Any other questions? Hearing none, thank you, Keli'i Makekau. Our next speak beneficiary community concerns is Jermaine Myers. Um, Jermaine, do you ever sleep?
Yeah.
I know all keikis.
Oh,
What do you
girl,
coffee?
due
I
diligence
get his
all
hair
the
all
way.
over my computer. He trying to get my attention.
Due diligence. Wow. I offered your electronic testimony. I showed the, the trustees that we all have copies of. And this is in addition.
Yes.
Oh, okay, Jermaine.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Oh, mahalo.
Aloha.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Aloha, my name is Jermaine Myers. I'm an OHA beneficiary for beneficiary advocacy and empowerment, and I'm also a lessee of Nanakuli Hawaiian Homestead. First and foremost, and I'm going to read it from here so that I don't miss anything, I need to make amends for my mistakes at yesterday's RM and BAE meetings. Starting with the RM meeting, when Spire opened their agenda segment without the trustees having their presentation material, I became NUHA because I wrongfully assumed that Spire should have considered the needs of the trustees and duplicated the material for disbursement. Chief Operating Officer Lisa was a witness to my negative NUHA comments and disappointment. She rightfully corrected my assumptions. As COO Lisa informed me and Trustee Hulu acknowledged, it was Trustee Hulu that should have delegated the material duplication and disbursement work to her aides, not Spire. Kapohana Crab, oh, he's not here. Please extend my sincere apology to Spire. Please tell them if they felt negative mana coming their way at the beginning, it was from me, and I'm truly sorry for my mistake. As Trustee Hulu told everybody yesterday when they were protesting, you guys can be nice about it. Next, with the BAE meeting, I must formally apologize and correct my error regarding the statement I made that the homeless keikis in the photos were on OHA's property. Immediately after the Bay meeting, Trustee Hulu Lindsay approached me to correct my error. She clarified that the keikis were not on land owned by OHA but on city property in Kaka'ako. I'm sincerely sorry for this error. Trustee Hulu also took me to her office to show me a map of the Kaka'ako parcels owned by OHA. Trustee Hulu pointed out the fact that a parcel of OHA land is currently being used by the Next Step homeless shelter in a warehouse at Pier 1 and for gratis. I told Trustee Hulu that I am familiar with that homeless shelter, but I didn't know that OHA owned the land. Kapohana, in a positive way, this is something the newly hired PR staff can share with the beneficiaries. This is something beneficiaries should recognize as a very positive resource for Native Hawaiians and Hawaiians. I would like to clarify that I made that unfortunate mistake. At the same time, my ultimate intention was for you to know and be sensitive to the fact that there are homeless Native Hawaiians and Hawaiians, keikis in Hawaii from ages 0 to 18. They're in my hometown of Nanakuli. I see them on the beaches. They're in Honolulu. I see them on the beaches there. And many, many more places in the state. I've seen them and assisted them. The only thing I haven't done is taken photos of them because I don't want to diminish their privacy and dignity. The photos I shared with you yesterday were taken by someone else. Again, I sincerely apologize for my error. I would like to now verbalize my support of today's action item RM 1702, and I kindly ask that all trustees vote to support this action item, to include the financial audit and management review of OHA and its LLC subsidiaries. I have attached to my written testimony a copy of my 4-page email that I sent to you this morning with the list of the 35 attachments, which I'll send the attachments again separately because they might be too big. Yeah. I have also attached for you today a copy of the 3-page letter from the LLC's lawyer to the editor of Hawaii Free Press denying the OIP request for LLC transparency. These are documents I submit for your consideration to support today's RM action item 1702. I'm also providing, in honor of Prince Kohio Day on Sunday, for each of you a copy of the Department of Hawaiian Homeland's annual reports of 2012 and 2013. I have all of the DHHL annual reports since the beginning. However, I don't have extra copies for you today. These were in my possession because I asked DHHL for them in mid-2013 to share with Nanakuli homesteaders at the next Nanakuli Homestead Community Meeting led by NHHCA President Kamaki Kanehele. Unfortunately, the last NHHCA community meeting Kamaki had opened to the community was in February 2013, 4 years ago. I came to realize in 2013 that many of the lessees are unaware of these annual reports. I'm sharing DHHL information with you because I hope you will see that DHHL provides in their annual reports and in their biennium budget. I emailed to you this morning detailed information about non-core budget items. I'm asking for trustees' approval for administration to include non-core budget items information with OHA's biennium budget for fiscal year 18 and 19 so that beneficiaries can review them with the core budget and give realistic and relevant input. Ehanakako.
Oh, mahalo nui, Jermaine. Any questions, trustees? Timed it perfect.
Kyokua, I had to make you live up to my promise, and I can apologize next meeting.
Madam
Thank
Chair,
you. Thank
Yes,
you.
Trustee Hulu.
I just want to clarify
Yes.
yesterday in that we had asked Spire the day before in a meeting in my office if there was anything that we should prepare to give out to the trustees or whether he had anything, if he was going to cover anything that we had in our possession. And he told us no. So the fact that he brought up that 95-page report surprised us, and he just caught us off guard. We didn't not prepare it on purpose. We just was not informed that he was going to present it. He gave me an outline and told me this is the outline I'm going to present, and didn't. I said, do you have anything to go with it? Are we giving our trustees anything? And he said no. So actually, that's what happened. I don't want my staff to, be criticized for something we didn't do. So I just wanted to make that clarification.
I can, Trustee Hulu, I think what happened is the fact that we didn't get it in advance made us pay more attention. And it's just the beneficiaries that might have felt slighted that they weren't updated properly. But within the time frame of the meeting, we all got copies
Yeah.
plus extra. Did you get a complete copy?
No, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll get one for you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I do want to say that some of the NUHA came from, the whole thing with the president from the previous organization. But I have to say, yesterday I was very impressed by their presentation. I don't have all the details that you guys have, but just from the slides that I saw, I thought that was really interesting and something to look it more into.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jermaine.
You.
Mahalo, Jermaine. Aloha.
Members, I want to ekalamai, this one ekalamai request. I forgot to seek a waiver of the 72-hour for new business Roman numeral 5A to identified as the 2017 OHA Legislative Positioning Matrix for March 22nd, 2017. Trustee Robert Lindsay, a motion. Using on. Is there a second? Second by Trustee Hulu Lindsay. Roll call vote on the waiver for 72 hours.
Aye.
I.
Yes.
Yes, ekalamai on that. I would like to now shift this to Lisa Victor. We have our CEO is on vacation. He's doing childcare responsibilities since school is out. Um, Lisa, any updates? And it's your time. Thank you.
Mahalo, Chair Machado. Mahalo, trustees. Administration offers the following announcements. We want to mahalo our Native Hawaiian Revolving Loan Fund, Board of Directors, First Foundation Bank, and staff for approving our first Huakanu business loan of $150,000. On Tuesday, we finalized the transaction with Reliant Trucking, owned and operated by Mr. Bernard Kea. So congratulations to Mr. Kea. We are scheduled on Friday to sign another Huakanu loan with Goldwing Supply Service. And so our loan products are intended to help level the playing field for Native Hawaiian entrepreneurs with the overall goal of increasing economic self-sustainability for our community. And so we want to thank the Board of Directors and our staff for that.
What were the two businesses?
Sure. Reliant Trucking. And the other is Gold Wings Supply Service, Native Hawaiian owned businesses. Correct. Huh?
Do they do
Reliant Trucking does trucking services, delivery materials.
the chicken wings or
No, supply services. So they manage materials and things like that. So yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Speaking of gold coin.
The next item is cybersecurity awareness. And so I want to mahalo our team. I just thank Chair Machado for supporting our cybersecurity awareness. I just want to let you know that the firewalls have been configured, and as of this morning, we identified 7,137 individual attacks on our systems, and we successfully defended against them. And so, rest assured, our firewall is capable and protecting the organization's assets. In the next month, you'll see a bunch of things that recommendations we're going to bring forward to protect the work that OHA does and make sure it happens. Okay? Yes, Trustee Aquino.
Sikili Akina.
May I just ask a question? Those 137 instances of cybersecurity breaches, were those systematic or just random?
7,137 attacks on our system. It was it's actually noted as there are top 5 system attacks that are trying to invade us. The first one being a NetBIOS query. And so those are the things that our firewall, good morning, our firewall is capable to get to that detail and identify them and remediate them.
Were we targeted, or was that just part of
It's just
general phishing?
general, to me, it's just general browsing that, you have all of these things floating around trying to find their way in anywhere it can. And so for the last month, we worked really hard on making sure we've tightened that. And we're finding the reports. We're getting reports every day now to understand, you know, our vulnerabilities to the network.
Mahalo.
Hi. I wanted to let the board know that our biennium budget comment period is open for the community. In fact, I brought some hard copies over here for our beneficiaries or whoever wants some. We posted to oha.org, our social media. Since we opened up our comment period, we have 6,800 visits. And we have 4 people sharing the post. So, it's growing legs, and we're hoping that people take the time to make some comments like Charmaine has, and we're ready to respond to them. And then I have a couple more just good news from Washington Bureau regarding our recently established Native Hawaiian Congressional Fellowship Program. Next step in OHA's Native Hawaiian Public Service Pipeline Initiative. Past 2 years, we worked on putting together a congressional fellowship, placing recent college graduates in full paid 9-month fellowships at the Hawaiian Congressional Delegation offices in Washington, D.C. This is a partnership with Kamehameha Schools. And so we're proud to say that through that partnership, we were able to launch the program this past fall. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. Last but certainly not least, we'd like to ask the Board of Trustees, along with the staff of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, to acknowledge Gwen for 35 years of service. Longest tenured employee at OHA, you have significantly contributed to the organization's success. You've been a leader, truly dependable, and a historian of everything OHA. Mahalo you, Gwen, and thank you for making service to Native Hawaiians your priority.
1982. Gwen started at OHA in 1982.
Perhaps she can come in front of the camera for the beneficiary.
She's so young. She started when she was, what, 18, 19?
I was about to say.
I'm 35.
I wanted to just point out that Gwen grew up in Wailua on the North Shore, so she grew up plantation style. She graduated from Wailua High School. She has 3 children, 1 son and 2 daughters. She's also the primary caregiver for her parents. And she has 6 grandchildren.
Wow.
How about a big hand for Gwen? You don't want your back over there. Other question. The other question is, Gwen, how old were you when you started at OHA? She was 27 years old.
19,
Ah,
she started in 1982.
1982. Well, thank you for not giving up on OHA.
Hope was 1978. So 24 years
Wow.
later.
Hope she doesn't drive in from Wailua to Constance to go work.
She lives in Wailua.
I hope not.
Leilani.
So
Still in
far.
the back door.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa, for us,
All right.
allowing us to celebrate with Gwen.
Mahalo, Chair.
What a magnificent landmark for OHA.
35.
How many years has Selma been with us? Long time too.
Long time too, but not quite that long.
Oh, I think so.
Not quite. Was she 30 or 28? Something like that.
Yeah.
Selma.
The Maui, one of the Maui outreach.
Maybe 28 years.
Selma.
Okay, members, anything more to add to our beautiful presentation? Hard to top that. Any more, Lisa?
Yep.
Okay, members, we'll just.
Can I ask you about that? Or is it because it's in litigation, the Kakako Makai?
Yeah, it is definitely in litigation. We have terminated a lease, and we actually are getting replacement leases to address Mr. Makikawa's question.
Well, let me explain because people calling me about warning us, please. Friends. I've been in calls because I guess they have an attorney, but they're seeking advice from one of the consultants who's a good friend of mine. I didn't know what was going on with that, so I had him call Lisa, and she explained. I didn't know either. You cannot talk about it because it's in
No, we'll
litigation.
probably take it up in executive session.
You know about it, but
do.
the trustees don't know about
No.
it. Okay.
When appropriate, Hulu. When you think it's appropriate, you can update us in executive session.
In case we get asked questions.
Okay, Lisa, is that it? Okay. Okay, members, we are now on Roman numeral 5, identified as new business. Let me call upon our BAE Chair, Trustee Robert Lindsay.
Mahalo, Chair Machado. Your BAE committee having met on March 15th, 2017, and after full and free discussion, recommends approval of the following action: to approve administration's recommendations on new bills, items 1 through 43, and bill positions for reconsideration, items 44 through 51, on the OHA Legislative Positioning Matrix dated March 15, 2017, as amended, along with the following additions. Add items HCR 192, HR 120, SCR 153, SR 74, support with amendments. Add items HCR 198, HR 126, support.
Second.
Trustee Hulu, Lindsay seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Aye.
I
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Trustee Robert Lindsay.
Chair Machado, your BAE committee having met on March 22nd, 2017, and after full and free discussion, recommends approval of the following action: to approve administration's recommendations on new bills, items 1 through 147, on the OHA Legislative Positioning Matrix dated March 22nd, 2017.
Trustee Wahe'e.
Second.
Any discussion, trustees? This is what we talked about yesterday.
Yes.
Hearing none, roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes. Okay. I'd like to call on Trustee Hulu Lindsay, Chair of the Resource Management Committee, and we'll be discussing RM 17-02.
Yeah, Chair Machado, your Committee on Resource Management, having met on February 8, 2017, and after full and free discussion, recommends approval of the following action to the Board of Trustees, requesting the OHA Board of Trustees authorization of OHA's Chief Procurement Officer to issue a request for qualifications for an independent CPA firm to conduct a financial audit and management review of OHA and its subsidiaries.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion to be added upon? I wanted to acknowledge Trustee Aquina has done a due diligence and he's created what he calls a charter of the details of the committee, which he's not ready to present to us. So I met with him yesterday. There are some areas that we needed to tighten up, and he was going to consult with Trustee Hulu Lindsay. Um, so I want to fast track this opportunity so he can get the committee moving under the charter, which would provide all the details for the
process.
RFP and also the compliance to the chief procurement, our procurement office requirements. And he's taken all of that into consideration in his charter that I had an opportunity to review. My only recommendation was to him that when he convenes his committee and they're ready to notice, that we get help from, I think, who's the one in Phyllis, yeah,
Yeah.
that would help him do the notification and get an idea. But also when that action comes to us, that we would engage in some dialogue about the cost of the audit so he doesn't have to come back. I also acknowledge that because this is an unbudgeted item, we would need 6 votes to approve this request. So I leave that up to you, Hulu, but I'm happy that I had a chance to talk to KE yesterday, and I'm sure he conveyed to you. But I was
Yes, he did.
really like impressed with his charter on the details of what the community would be engaged in and the kind of outcome that they're looking for and what the RFP would be specifically addressing. Wanted to just add that to the discussion before we take the vote.
Okay.
Trustee Hulu Lindsay?
I just wanted to say that I am considering putting in a figure in our biennium budget
Okay,
before
good.
it comes before the
Sure.
board. Then that way we'll eliminate alignment later on.
The only
Uh,
thing is the biennium budget not gonna get attended to after. Kind of might we can talk about the timetable.
Timing.
Yeah, because we okay, but that stuff is minor. But maybe you may. Anyway,
Okay.
I don't think you won't get 6 votes. I believe that we're all kind of behind this. If not, we'll be criticized by our beneficiaries that we're holding back. So all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Trustee Akana, you had your hand up.
No,
Okay.
just
Ready for the vote?
one.
Trustee Leahu Isa. Yeah, you're the other member. Yeah, you're the vice chair.
Sit on the committee, and I want to commend the chair,
Mahalo.
Trustee Aquina, for conducting it in a very formal fashion. You know how ad hoc committees usually don't have minutes recording. You know, it was done, and then we all had to vote whenever he would say something come to the camera about an audit, getting an RFP, the criteria we're going to use, how we're going to even have a subcommittee to look at the selection of whoever is submitting was done very formally, recorded, transparency, so you can go ahead and check our minutes. That's all I want to say, that it was done very well. Mahalo to your staff also, Paul and Maria.
Mahalo. Chair, may I?
Trustee Aquina, yes, I interrupted you.
No, you didn't, but thank you. I'd like to say thank you to you, Chair, and thank you to Chair Hulu of the RM Committee and to all of my fellow trustees here. I have experienced a very strong sense of support from all of you, which affirms to me of your commitment to building a strong OHA. We are all together in that. And as a foundation for that, to reaffirm all of our commitment to transparency and to accountability. And I thank you for the support that you have shown for this measure. And as we pass this measure today, God willing, I commit myself, along with Trustee Leahuisa and the members of the committee, to do our very best job for our beneficiaries. Mahalo.
did ask for open meeting. They wanted it live stream. I said no, since ad hoc committee, we don't do that. But now he has gone one step further to document minutes so they can have access to it. You don't have to live stream. Mahalo.
Okay, with that said, Trustee Hulu, we have the motion on the board.
I read
Oh,
it.
you read it already. Who was second? Trustee Aquino second.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for reminding me. I was getting lost. Okay, so our motion has been moved and seconded. So we'll do a roll call vote, please.
I
Yes.
Aye.
I
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Do we have any beneficiaries signed up?
thank you, trustees.
Do we have any announcements?
Mahalo.
The chair would like to entertain a motion, Trustee Wahe, to
So moved,
adjourn.
Madam Chair. Second.
It's been moved in second. Um, oh, okay. With that said, is there any objections to adjourn? Give yourself a hand. Look at the time. 40 minutes. We stand adjourned. Mahalo nui.